I have a question for you. Certainly, Murphysboro, the facility itself, and I have not seen the facility at Paramarquette. I haven't seen Harrisburg, but I know Harrisburg is a larger facility. But you know, you're looking at an asset, and this is a much newer asset. Probably isn't putting the state at risk for the kind of maintenance that one of our other facilities may have in the case of Paramarquette. Are there any capital dollars that are going to be needed to reconfigure any of the additional facilities to take the additional people? And what kind of capital commitments are the state looking at to maintain Paramarquette versus in the future versus this facility at Murphysboro? Because you know it's much newer, and at some point in time we're going to put capital into Paramarquette.
On the first question, no, there's no additional capital dollars that will need to go into the other facilities. Now, there will be an increase in terms of adding new headcount. So those staff that might come over to either Paramarquette or either St. Charles or whatever other facility that might receive the youth, then we would have to add additional staff, and that's where you get the net from the cost of the savings of closing Paramarquette, which was $6.2 million. Murphysboro, I'm sorry, but when you add in the cost that we would incur, let's say, of adding additional staff to the other facilities, then that's where you get approximately $4.4 million savings. So the cost would be for 4.1. The cost would be the addition of staff.
Now, if I'm looking at my bottom line, and I know that this facility may not have to have actual capital improvements made to it for a number of years, and Paramarquette may, while this might solve an annual operating budget, the liability to the state taxpayers on Paramarquette may be larger. And I just want to know if there was any kind of consideration for that.
Well, again, Representative, what we were dealing with is looking at the budget today, and that $119 million budget that we've had to address today. Then, in looking at Murphysboro, by the closure of Murphysboro, then that was the facility that brought us closer to closing that deficient gap than other facilities. Hypothetically, down the road, we always and we continue to look at what we need to do in terms of strengthening whether it's facility structures or programming. But as we sit here today, the decision was made.
But I have to make a decision on how I'm going to vote.
Sure.
And part of that decision is going to be based around which one of these facilities is the better of the two facilities. While the short term may provide a $4 million solution, the long term may provide much more liability to taxpayers in the state of Illinois. And sometime between now and the time we vote. I'm going to want an answer to that question if we can get that.
Yes, sir.
The other part of my question is, have we done an economic impact analysis on what closure of Murphysboro would do to the region of Murphysboro?
Yes, we have. I'll ask our Chief Fiscal Officer to the economic impact study that was done. I want to speak on that.
Yeah, we had the economic impact study done by the University of Illinois in Champaign. The conclusion of the analysis was that the closure of Murphysboro would have an impact of a total of approximately 150 jobs. That includes the direct employment of the staff at Murphysboro, and then the indirect and the induced impact on jobs in the local community. For a total impact of about 150 jobs, which equates to a labor income of almost $9 million on an annual basis.
I guess we have that here. I didn't see that. Is there any effort to assimilate these jobs into other parts of the state budget? Are people who may lose their jobs, are they being offered positions at one of the other facilities? Are they being offered any kind of, do they get first come, to any other job in the state, maybe one for the Secretary of State or one of the other agents?
Yeah, as part of this process, we will have to negotiate a closure agreement with the unions that are involved with the employees. And as part of that, the Department of Juvenile Justice and the Department of Corrections, for the purposes of a layoff, are treated as one agency. So between the two agencies, there will be sufficient vacancies to offer these staff within 50 miles of Murphysboro for them to take employment. But now, some of those jobs may be in the Department of Corrections, others will be at IYC Harrisburg, which is within 50 miles. But there will be sufficient jobs within 50 miles of Murphysboro to offer the impacted staff.
So if there's 99 staff members impacted, you're saying there'll be 99 job openings in other state facilities?
That is correct.
Thank you.